Hey guys, News here. Welcome back to another predictions video. It's night 2 of SummerSlam. If you've not seen night 1's, it went up yesterday, so go check that out. It should be on the channel. If you want a quick breakdown of who I'm going for, there should be a short on there as well. So if you don't want to go through the whole video and my reasonings why, you just want to know who I'm going for, then check out the short video on Reels. But let's get into night 2. We have 6 more matches, and there are some interesting matches involved. We'll start off with the 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It pits the Wyatt 6, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, Andrade and Fénix, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Fraxiom, Axiom and Nathan Fraser, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. 6 teams, all amazing teams, 5 of which have names. The tag division on SmackDown seems to be heavily stacked. I can't wait for this. I think this may be match of the night, or match of the weekend possibly. And I'm really looking forward to this. It is apparently the most men involved in a tables, ladders, and chairs match, pipping a SmackDown Fatal 4-Way match, which had 8 men. And obviously this has 12. I think we end up with the Wyatt 6 on top. I think it will be a case of everyone gets their spots in. It'll be a big spot fest match. I don't think there'll be too much into the storyline side of things. This is basically the big car crash that ends the whole car crash that's been happening with the tag division. And it may be the kind of swan song to the end of this SmackDown tag team division. I think we are getting a draft soon, so we might see a couple of these go over to Raw, and a couple of the others on Raw who are less established coming over to kind of balance it out a little bit. And I think the Wyatt 6 makes sense to basically, in the end, clear house, climb the ladders, win the briefcases. Not win the briefcases, get the titles, and walk out still tag team champions. So we're going to go Wyatt 6 on that one. Next, for the Intercontinental Championship, Dominik Mysterio will defend against AJ Styles. I think Dom will come out as victor in this one, purely for the basis that he's due to be appearing at Triple Mania for AAA. And the picture of him with the Intercontinental Championship and the AAA title, it's a tantalizing one. So I think that they'll want to have him with the Intercontinental Championship at that event. I don't think he'll win the AAA title. I think it'll stay on for Kingo. But I think he will beat AJ Styles in this. Whether there'll be shenanigans afoot with it being Judgment Day, we'll see. But I don't think Styles will be done with Dom post SummerSlam. Next, steel cage match for the United States Championship, pitting former Bloodline members, I guess. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. I like Jacob Fatu. I think he's very good, but I think he's going to be pushed further up the card. I think the United States Championship, as much as it sounds bad, is a little bit below him now, and I think it's going to stay with Solo Sikoa. It's a good fit for Solo, him having the US title with the guys around him, the MFTs. I can't call it My Family Tree, it's so weird of a name. Just call it the MFTs. I think one of them will get involved. We may see the possible return of Tama Tonga. If he's raring to go, I'd like to see him back. Let's get back to a 5-man group with the proper tag team. You've got JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. Let's get them all in, and let's get a decent run going for this group. I think it needs Solo Sikoa to stay with the United States Championship for now. So we'll go solo. Next, Becky Lynch defends the Women's Intercontinental Championship in a no DQ, no countout last chance match against Lyra Valkyria. If Lynch wins, Valkyria cannot challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. I think this ends with Lyra beating Becky, purely on the basis that I think that Becky needs to move back up to the kind of world title picture. Maybe we see something. Again, I think the draft is soon, so maybe we see her move over to SmackDown for that side. But I think that her being Intercontinental Champion, or if she's Intercontinental Champion off the back of this, it squashes everything for Lyra, and it doesn't really help her. You've still got Bayley kind of in and around the situation, so she can be confused there. Possibly, there's a bit of friction there, so that could work. But I think that for me, it makes more sense for Becky to lose this and then possibly go on to world title, maybe go on to SmackDown. However, because it doesn't make sense for Becky to win this in Lyra's case, because it will destroy Lyra's momentum, and she's not really got anything after the back of losing this feud. There isn't really much for her. It could send her over the edge and turn her heel, possibly, but I think it's more likely that Lyra wins this. Next, triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. I like what Naomi's been doing so far. I don't think it's the time to take the belt off her. I think you want to move Rhea away from it a little bit. I think Io has been around it a little bit too much as well. We need to put someone a bit fresher. As I mentioned, Becky could be somebody in there. You're looking at, if we've got a draft, someone from SmackDown moving over. Just freshen it up a little bit in terms of the Raw Women's Division a little bit. I know obviously Rhea is the main draw, but I think that I like what Naomi's been doing. I think that the timing is a bit too early. So I think that she'll keep the belt, go on to face Stephanie Vaquer. That's another reason why I think Naomi will keep it. It's a perfect heel-face dynamic for that match. You probably bring Rhea back into it once Vaquer's had her shot. We'll see how we go with that. Obviously, that's a match that a lot of people want to see. But yeah, I think Naomi makes more sense coming out of it as champion still. So we'll go Naomi to continue to be Women's World Champion. And finally, street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship, pitting Cody Rhodes against the defending John Cena. I feel there's a heel turn afoot. There may be a double turn afoot. I think Cody Rhodes wins this, and it will be off the back of interference in some way, shape, or form. I'm possibly going to put The Rock in this. I've seen a lot of people saying that Cody's heel turn is due, and that some of the things he's doing is more heelish. It might just be a red herring or a red herring, and it's just going to carry on being Cena. But I think the dynamic needs to shift a little bit. I like John Cena. I think he does really good. He's done really good work throughout his career. This has been a bit lackluster, though. There's no real full reason for it, only the fact that he basically guaranteed himself the belt, but there was no Rock at WrestleMania, so it didn't really make sense that it was just Travis Scott. Now Travis Scott's out of the picture. None of it's making any sense anymore, so we need to pivot. And I think the pivot is Cody Rhodes becoming world champion, WWE champion, with a heel turn, and then you bring back the old school fight underneath big match John Cena to try and defeat Cody Rhodes and leave on the right terms. Maybe later on in the year. I'd like to see him win the IC title as well, possibly. Get his Grand Slam. I don't know whether that will happen though. But yeah, I think that there's a double turn here afoot. I think Cody Rhodes will walk out as undisputed WWE champion. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below what you think of each match, and what you think of my predictions, what your predictions will be. Like this video if you haven't, subscribe if you are new, and until next time guys, take care.